So, guys, thank you so much for connecting. We are Ivan and Malika. We represent collective calls that we hold on Tuesdays and Thursday. It's Thursday, and we got, as I said before, one project, hopefully two, but we'll see that in a tiny bit. So, let me introduce our project. So first we got Lucia Protocol. Ling is here to present. And let me remind you the rules, how we usually do such calls. So usually a project has 5 minutes for the pitch and then 10 minutes for the Q&A. And if you have any questions, just feel free to leave them in the chat or raise your hand. Works both ways. We'll keep track of time, so we'll let you know. And please share your presentation or the pitch deck because it's really important here. And yeah, thank you so much for connecting. Let's start. Ling, I see you there. Thank you so much for connecting. Let's see you, man. Passing the mic to you whenever you're ready.
Okay, so welcome, guys. My name is Ling. I'm the founder and CEO of Lucia Protocol. So we're a fingerprinting and analytics platform. So what we specialize in is figuring out the data behind who are the people that owns multiple wallets in the Web3 space. Also on top of that, like how do we connect disjoint sessions? So if you're on your phone and you're about to sign up for a website, but you finish signing up on your computer, who gives, how do we keep track of like these different devices? Now you might be wondering why this is such a huge problem. So every startup, they have like important KPIs to hit. They have to raise their next round. They need certain levels of engagement. They need revenue. If they're a crypto company, they need TPL or like people depositing funds into their protocol. And just as a quick FYI, we do serve crypto companies. Our customers are actually any type of tech, like consumer product company. Crypto is an underserved market that we focus on specifically right now. And the solution that we give them as to like why it's so important is because let's say you have like a 100K marketing budget. You might be working with like PR agencies. You might be negotiating all night like with them, or you might have an in-house marketing team, but they've spent money on the wrong ads or they wasted money on like the raw marketing campaigns and you're not seeing your growth goals. So that's a huge problem for basically pretty much every startup that has like a B2C element, but this also applies to B2B type companies too. But primarily we are focused on more so B2C. What we do is we create a way for them to practically guarantee positive ROI. So for some companies, like for example, we just signed a deal with Nillion. They're a well-known blockchain, like a top 500 coin market cap, which means that they're backed by like tier 1 VCs. For this company, they need more engaged engineers to build on their platform. They need more people to like use their technology and purchase or like use their token to like create smart contracts on their platform. So this sort of engagement increases their return on ad spend by 3 to 5x. And this can be validated by like testimonials that we can share. This can be validated by data that I can show you guys in a demo. Our team consists of high-level people. So for example, Sarah has worked finance. She does operations in our company. Before that, she was at Ton, the blockchain originally created by Telegram, the chat tool. Our CTO comes from MIT. CMO worked at Near Protocol and Saint Network, which are very big names in the blockchain space. Our senior VP of engineering, he worked at Lockheed Martin, Amazon, BlackRock, JP Morgan, and one of our AI engineers was AI fraud detection at PNC Bank. So ultimately, like what we're looking for are people that trust that we can execute on this vision. I mean, these people are all very good at solving hard problems. Traction wise, we just signed a deal with Nillion. We're going to sign a deal with LayerZero. They're like 150 million valuation company. We're signing a deal with OCBC Bank with this real estate, basically this real estate investment fund. And an example of how this works is that want to go here. An example of how this works is that the moment people install our SDK, it's like analytics, it collects information. Let's just go for the real estate example, right? Let's not even talk about Web3. We give them like a showcase of their credit score, and we showcase like their income level, and we do this in a GDPR compliant way, and this 10x is their output. So was that the timer for 5 minutes?
Yeah, please go ahead. 1 minute more.
If you don't mind, I can just go to the very end. So we have basically, we just opened our round recently. We're raising $800K at an 8 mil valuation. We are oversubscribed, as in we've received 3 term sheets last week and have 5 safes sent out to various investors. So if you're interested, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself on this email, visit this website, team email, Telegram. Thank you guys for your attention and time.
Yeah, totally. Thank you so much, Ling, for the pitch. Now we move on to Q&A part. Guys, waiting your questions in the chat. Meanwhile, let me remind you that we post all the contact details of our speakers as well. So be sure to scroll it up and find TG, email, and whatnot. So let's start with the Q&A. I see a comment maybe from Morgan, Nillion. Yeah, that was pretty much fun. And still waiting for the questions. While we're still waiting, Ling, I've totally seen maybe a slide of the competition. So could you tell us a bit more about the competition while we still have time? It's really interesting about, the competitors in this field.
Yeah, for sure. In terms of where we stand out, our AI teams is miles ahead of Cookie3 and Spindle. What they do, they're more of like this influencer KOL scorecard. And what we do is we're a fintech platform that basically gives you customer acquisition cost and like average customer LTV, like lifetime value, down to the nearest cent. And we do that because we're by far the most accurate when it comes to identifying from different users across different devices, different users across different chains and wallets. Long story short, this is good for service level information. This is if you had a 100K marketing budget and you had to succeed with that to make it to your next round, you would use our product.
Okay, thanks. It's great that you also have Android and iOS SDK. Really huge thumbs up. Also, yeah, we received a couple of questions. Let me read that real quick. So another one, Morgan, more like a question this time. What do deals look like with projects? Are they paying with cash or tokens?
Yeah, that's a good question. So let me just explain our the token, like how our B2B and B2C system relate. So people, when they like visit customers using our SDK, they're rewarded in points. We did some math, it's around $520 a year if they want to use their Lucia passport that way. Grass is another project. It's like backed by A16Z. They share this information, obviously encrypted, with AI companies, AI agent companies. They make like $800K a year. Every time someone wants to access our data, they have to use our token. And if they want to pay just with fiat, like, or PayPal, whatever, we have like automated gateway. Like if we receive fiat US dollars, automatically buys the token at the market price, and then they get the data that they're looking for. So let me look at the question. Business, how that flows into our business model is that we give users the choice, right? We allow them to self-attribute, and we generate income from users just willingly sharing their information. I mean, the status falls like TikTok and Facebook and Instagram. They're just like taking our data and not giving us a single cent for it. And we give them the actual value. Our business model for businesses is performance-based. So like if we don't help them make more money, then they don't pay us. We do have specific like enterprise level pricing. If like, for example, with this real estate company, if they want more granular data, like income status, credit score, we're going to do a little bit more extra work, like ZKP work on that. So it's going to be a little bit different. And there's basically same concept here. So long story short, it's an easy sell because most importantly, like our income is tied to the income of our customers, and they don't pay us we help them make more money.
Thank you, Lynn. We've got more questions. You talk about illuminating insights. Can you share an example of a strategic decision that was directly influenced by Lucia's analytics?
Yeah. So, for example, one of our companies that are using it they're called Prometheus. They're basically like an AI agent company. They're creating like the super agent. So what we did for them, and you can also like take a look at, this is like their website. But if you see here, this is the SDK that they've installed. This is our website. We just called our platform Click Insights. It's all, all Lucia branding. But basically, we showcased to them that the bounty program was by far their biggest success. When people created bounties, basically deposited, $25 of USDC, they're able to allow these AI agents to do the open, they create an issue on GitHub and the AI agent automatically does it, passes CI/CD, writes also tests, passes all the tests for it. And they've created like a way for agents to debate with each other, creating this like really intelligent like software engineering agent. And they were doing many, many different things. They were doing X campaigns. They actually got they got banned from X for a short period of time because they were really aggressive on it. They were doing a lot of emailing. They were doing a lot of like Taskify. But this bounty and affiliate program was basically their highest converting thing. And because of that, they've raised a very large round recently, and their revenue has increased by 335%.
Nice. Thanks. Another question goes like this. Can you elaborate more on your revenue model, please?
Yeah. So the meat and potatoes of our revenue model is on sign up and conversion or purchase. You call it purchase, like Web2 background. So sign up would be like when someone connects their wallet, that would be considered a sign up. So now that I've connected my wallet, this person has a way potentially to contact me, right? Because we have integration with Ethmail. So there's like a mapping between wallet address and email address. Or if I link my Twitter account as well to my passport, they have a way to contact me. Another example is like a lot of Web3 companies require you to put in your email address even after connecting your wallet to complete the process. So there's value in having contact information for your users. And also that you want to figure out, okay, is the person that just signed up, are they like an accredited investor or are they like a recent grad from, a school in Brazil? They would be treated, you would market to them differently. And then the next is we will charge on a conversion. So we would just roughly, this is, 10%, roughly 10% of their customer acquisition cost. This varies between 8 and 10% of their conversion value. The key difference is that in Web3, it's not just like basic Web2 conversions, like someone subscribes to your SaaS platform for like $25 a month. But in Web3, you can have like someone putting in literally $100K into your liquidity pool. I mean, this happens hundreds of thousands of times in a month across all of Web3. If you look at all the DEXs, DeFi, product, even like social stuff, there's these huge transactions, and those transactions ultimately is what drives the needle forward. So those high impact events are also something that we focus on collecting on behalf of person. We can say 100K deposit, we're going to take 10% of that. So we do a little bit of work into figuring out, okay, what is adjusting for cash flow and opportunity costs? What's a fair deal? But again, we have a CFO that handles all of our contracts. Some activation fee, there's enterprise stuff if they want extra information. And then the meat and potatoes is the red and yellow. And this is how pretty much every technology company, Web2, Web3, AI, this is how they scale, is they optimize customer acquisition costs and lifetime value.
Yeah. Thank you for answering the question. Does a project need to have an existing good social presence to get started?
Yeah. I have a lot of experience in marketing. Besides this, had another company before that I exited. When it comes to like social presence, it's really like a function of your product and your like, you call it social presence or knowledge share, mind share. If your product is like infantile, you're going to want to do leveraged marketing. Like you want to piggyback off of like well-known brands. If your company reaches a certain size, it wants to just like have a one-size-fit-all sort of message and optimize that for their campaigns. So the short answer is it really depends on what stage your project is in. For our company, we support both like paid ads and organic social posting. So organic social posting is really important in low acceleration, a bunch of kids in a garage type startups. And paid ads is like, okay, you're posting 10 pieces of content a week and one of them is a clear outlier. So you convert that into a paid ad and it's making you more money than whatever you're paying Facebook or Geely or what have you. So we support both. And the pricing model is, luckily enough, since it's percentage based, it also applies to both. So we support project startups no matter what stage they're at.
Okay, got you. Thanks. How do you see AI evolving in the marketing analytics space, and where does Lucia fit into that future?
That's a really good question because we don't see ourselves as just like reinventing the wheel. If you sort of look at, we see ourselves as the Cursor for performance marketing. You can have Cursor build you software product, but that is not a business. You need branding, you need sales, you need marketing, you need customers. You need everything for tech or just software to turn into like a real flourishing business. But the combination of like our tool with Cursor and maybe like a customer service tool that's like AI based would probably be like the killer stack for startups in the next 5 to 10 years probably. When it comes to like what the dashboard actually does, right? So instead of, I don't know if you guys have used Salesforce, instead of having a massive learning curve, and someone leaves and like the new person, it takes them like a month to get acquainted with Salesforce. A lot of existing Web2 attribution platforms are like that right now because, it's like 16 cockpit. What we do is instead of like overwhelming you with like charts and things like that, what we do is we make it as simple as possible. You basically state, hey, I want to see a graph of why users on Android are churning, or I want to see a graph of ad spend versus like revenue on a unit basis, and it will just plot that out for you, and it will give you links as well to like your own database where it has all the data collected just to show you where you got that information from.
Thanks. Guys, if you want to connect with Lucia Protocol after the call, here in the chat you can find all the contact details. And maybe you said that you're raising 800K, right? And do you already have like investors? Who is your lead investor?
Yeah, so our lead investor is the Ape Ventures Syndicate. So these are the people behind the Bay Area, Bored Ape Yacht Club. And they have a very well, like a really organized syndicate that does deals across like many different projects. So they're putting in over 300K, and then the rest of the investors, total commitments are over 1 million. However, I mean, there's people that back out. My job as the CEO is to make sure we close this round quickly and efficiently, so we can start building, and also launch our next round. So I'm constantly doing these calls. I'm doing one-on-one meetings with investors. I'm in Hong Kong for that actually at this. That's where I'm probably at. But we are looking for experienced investors. We see investors as like someone that we can work with. Like we both bring 1 million to the table. How can we turn this to 10 million due to like synergies, relationships we have? So yeah, we're always on the lookout for better and stronger relationships.
Okay, gotcha.
The round. I did tell people that the round is closing on the 15th, but we are going to extend it. till until the 28th. Simply like a couple people just got back to me, said like they finally got liquidity. Other people just had issues, they were getting problems from different sides. So luckily, like the round is still open until the 28th.
No,
28th.
We're talking about now, June, right?
Yeah, June 28th.
Yeah. Okay, got you. Thanks. And Ivan, do you have anything to add, or should we?
I think it was pretty clear. We had like an AMA session, little one for Lucia Protocol. So thank you so much, Ling, for your time and pitch. It was really interesting. You've been very professional. And guys, if you want to connect again, all the contact details in the chat. Also in the chat, you can find now form for participation, which you can fill in and be our next guest. Unfortunately, it's only one project today, but hopefully we'll see others joining next week. And there's also feedback form, so you can leave your thoughts, how we can improve our meetings, and have a great weekend. It's all left to say. Thank you so much, Malika, for helping me out. And see you soon.